Sexual assault services from Scott Appalachian Industries. Sexual assault is a violent crime, punishable by law in the state of Tennessee. It includes rape, unwanted sexual touching, or any sexual contact or activity with someone who does not or cannot consent both legally and willingly. Sexual coercion is when one person makes it feel impossible or unsafe for another person to say no to sexual activity. If you can't say no, then you can't say yes. Threats to commit sexual assault are very serious. They can be reported. If you've experienced sexual violence, contact SAI's 24/7 Sexual Assault Helpline to speak with a confidential advocate. As with any other violent crime, like robbery or homicide, it is possible for anyone to be a victim of sexual assault. Victims can include women, men, children and teens, the elderly, people with disabilities, and married people. Being married or in a relationship does not take away your right to say no. It doesn't matter who you are or what your lifestyle is. If you have experienced unwanted sexual assault, SAI Sexual Assault Care is here to help you.
A common reaction we get with victims is to blame themselves for being in a particular situation or partaking in a certain activity prior to an assault. Whether you are flirting with somebody or you've had some drugs or alcohol in your system, or you felt that what you were wearing might have led to the assault, there's no excuse for sexual assault, and victims should not blame themselves, no matter what led up to the assault. So what we do here at the Sexual Assault Care Program is we provide supportive services to victims and survivors of sexual violence. And some of those services include advocacy and accompaniment to any kind of appointment that's related to their victimization. We can provide safety planning. We have a specially trained nurse that we work with in the community. She's a sexual assault nurse examiner. So if someone has been recently assaulted, they can actually come here and she can work with them free of charge to collect their evidence and give them some medical and forensic care. We can actually provide people some financial assistance if they've been assaulted and they need help getting safe. We also do support groups and connections to professional counseling, referrals to a whole lot of other resources in the community. We do education in the community to raise awareness about sexual violence. And all of these services are available to victims and survivors, but they're also available to friends and family of those victims and survivors. Everything we do is free of charge because we are grant funded. In fact, it's also confidential except in the case of we're mandated reporters for abuse of children and abuse of vulnerable and dependent adults.
Common reactions to sexual assault include fight, flight, freeze, fawn, and memory. No one expects to be sexually assaulted, and there is no right way to react. It is not always possible or safe for a victim to fight back or try to escape. Some victims freeze and are unable to move or speak during the assault. Other victims fawn, meaning they go along with the offender's demands because it seems like the best way to protect themselves against even more violence. Victims often don't have precise memories of their assault. Memories of traumatic experiences can be hazy, and details might even change as the brain begins to organize memories over time. This is normal, so remember, there is no one way to react to sexual assault. No matter how you survived it, you are not to blame. We believe you, and we're here to help.
There are different ways people handle it and react to it, and regardless of what that way is, we are here to help you, believe you, and support you.
A lot of times they get asked what SAI stands for, which is Sexual Assault Nurse Examiner. And what I do is I perform the rape kits for anyone older than 15 years old. And what I do is I basically collect evidence based on what you tell me. And what we do here at the clinic is we provide evidence collection. We also provide STD, STI prophylaxis, and we also provide pregnancy prophylaxis, all for free. It's paid through a state grant. You will never receive a bill. One of the most important things that we are asked is how to request an exam. All you have to do is, if you need to go to the ER and receive treatment there, you can go there and request a sexual assault kit. Or if you have no need to go to the ER, you can call our support help hotline, where someone will always answer, and you can tell them what you need. Or you can just report straight to law enforcement if that's the route you're choosing to go. And then they'll call us and we'll bring you here to the clinic and we'll get the ball rolling. If you've been sexually assaulted, things you want to avoid prior to your exam is eating or drinking if it has been, recently. We want to ideally do the exam within the first 5 days. 1 through 3, we can give you the pregnancy prophylaxis. At 5 days, and after 5 days, all we can do is collect a statement. We won't be doing evidence collection because after the 5 days evidence begins to wear off and we can't really get what we need. Things you want to avoid before an exam, like I said, eating or drinking, using the restroom, wiping, like brushing your teeth, bathing, and washing. Victims have 2 reporting options. You can either report to law enforcement, or you can choose at the time to do an anonymous kit, which is where we do evidence collection, but we don't actually report it to law enforcement until you're ready. And it's a 10-year kit. It's kept for 10 years, and then whenever you're ready to report, or if you never want to report, then we can go forth with reporting from there.
We provide our 24/7 crisis helpline, which I have. So if you're in a crisis or having issues related to your sexual assault, then you can call or text me anytime. I can go with the different clients to talk with the law enforcement or the prosecutors, just be there for support. And some of the things I can do is go to court with them, whether it's civil or criminal proceedings that's due to the sexual assault. And then I can also go to medical appointments, anything that relates back to the victimization, just to be there for support. One of the biggest things that I do is help you understand that you have rights as a victim. A lot of people overlook that or don't understand that, but victims do have rights, and I will make sure that you know yours and that you have options. Some of the options that you have are applying for an order of protection against your offender, and then also the Tennessee Victims Compensation, which will help with things that you may have to put money out for. Also, you have the right to request or decline a free sexual assault forensic exam. As an advocate, I also lead support groups and provide community education. And then I can refer you to any community resource out there, and if it's not easily found, I will do what I can to find it for you. The help is available to survivors, friends, and family. Anybody basically in the circle of the victim. All of this is free. We do this, we are completely grant funded, and we are there to help and support you every step of the way with no expectations.
End the stigma. Speak out against sexual violence. This project is funded under an agreement with the state of Tennessee.